Okay, so these are your different types of vertebrae. You have your long nose ones here. This is thoracic, and they look like little giraffes. You have your big beefier ones, which are your lumbar, down by your lumbar support in your back. And their noses come more straightforward like an elephant, or however you want to remember that, just more straight up. These ones are more pointed down. And then you have your tiny little cervical ones, which look like little baby cervixes. Nuva rings are tiny like this and circular, and they, are small because your cervixes are small. Your two main ones are going to be your axis C2 and your atlas C1. And the best way to remember those is the male and female parts. The male has this big protrusion of a dick coming up, and that is called a dens. And the female is flat and has the tiny little whole cervix. And if this was my husband, he would have this big dens coming up. And if I walked in on him with a girl on top of him using his dens, then he would be my X. So this is the axis X. And then I would pull out an atlas and travel the world without his ass because I caught him using his big old dens on some bitch. She's sitting on top of him, and that used to be my sexual favorite position with him, but we broke up. And now I'm using my atlas to travel. So atlas C1, I put myself first. I come first. Females always come first. Men come second. Axis C2. When we were together, he used to put me above him, but not anymore. Okay, moving on. The cervical vertebrae have these little holes on each side. Those are called the transverse foramens. Remember, holes are foramens, and they come off of the transverse process. All the cervical ones. Here's another one. See the foramen coming off of the transverse like a plane, transverse process. The lumbar also have transverse processes. These are coming off like plane wings. And the thoracic also have transverse process wings coming off. The only one with the transverse foramen is the cervical. This is the body of the lumbar vertebrae. The hole going down the very center is your vertebral foramen. When they're stacked on top of each other, this is how they look. You have your facets going up and you have your facets going down. The inside of it on the top is called the superior articulating facet. The back side of it is the superior articulating process. Below it in here is the inferior articulating facet. The back side is the inferior articulating process. This coming out the nose of the elephant is the spinous process. The flat part leading up to the spine is the lamina. You have those also on your thoracic. This is the lamina. This is the spinous process. You also have it on the cervicals. This is the lamina. This is the spinous process. Lamina, spinous process. If you were to look at it in here, you can see little conjoining parts of the triangle. Those are the pedicles. Pedicle, because he's going to pin one. The arch of it, of the triangle, is the vertebral arch. Vertebral foramen in the middle. Pedicles are supporting, holding up that's how I remember it. Okay, and what else? You've got only on the thoracic lumbar, so these don't have these, only on the giraffes. On the sides, you've got your costal facets, and on the bottom, demi is smaller, costal demi facets. These are only on the sides of the thoracic lumbar.